Hello, I'm Matt, welcome to Badger Workshop. I don't often work with full-size sheets of material as it's a bit of a struggle with space in the workshop, but I had to for this project. The end walls for the hut have to be curved at the top for the curved roof, so I need to mark out and cut this. First thing was to cut the sheet down to the correct width. Sheets tend to come in at 8 foot long and the hut is going to be 7 foot wide, so basically it just needed 1 foot taking off it. It would have been too dangerous to do this on the table saw, so I actually bought this track saw for the job. As you can see, climbing on the bench is an interesting technique, and I don't advise you try this at home. While I was in a climbing mood, I thought I'd draw around the sheet material for the roof. I got this from a special supplier who bends it to the right radius. I thought the easiest way to work out what curve I need was just draw around the one I already had. With it all marked out, it was time to actually cut it out. I never use a jigsaw, as I have a bandsaw to do all my curve cuts, but on a piece of material this big, the jigsaw is really the only tool for the job. Right, no more messing around and being dangerous on workbenches, time to get down. As I think I said last time, treated 2x3s is what's going to be used for the whole of the carcassing for this. I cut them all down on the miter saw, but there's no way I've got enough room in the workshop to actually put it all together. So, outside with it is. To help me get the first 2x3 aligned correctly, I clamped it in place first, and then I could take the piece of wood, lean it up against the wall. Then I'd actually drawn a line across so I knew where the screws needed to go, and I could drive them all in. The side pieces could then be put into place and screwed into the top piece. The bottom piece gets secured in the same way. The framing process is pretty simple. You could do this all with nails, or if you had a nail gun, that'd be even quicker. But on a relatively small project like this, screws are a lot more secure, especially on something that's going to move about on wheels. This is going to be the front piece of the hut, so these uprights are spaced the width of the door. As you can see, I need a bit of OSB for either side of the door, so I can go back into the workshop and use the track saw, this time standing on the floor, to cut these pieces out. This really has been a great tool. I could have done it all with a circular saw, but this makes it so much quicker, more accurate and safer. The OSB gets screwed down onto the frame. This makes everything rigid and keeps everything square. I actually half covered the door opening with some OSB. The curved bit needs a bit cut out of it. I did this on purpose as I just thought it would be easier to cut it out afterwards. Drilled through from the underside to show where the corners of the door would be, then I could join up the dots and cut it out with a jigsaw. I think my memory card failed at this point, so you have to take my word for it that I cut it out. Luckily I'm so trustworthy. The roof is going to have 3 beams, which could be the same 2x3 material, so it needs hangers for these beams at either end. So I've worked out how wide they need to be to incorporate a 2x3, and then I can cut the pieces on the miter saw. I pre-drill and countersink to prevent splitting. Then the side pieces can be put round a 2x3 as a template and held in place. Then I can glue and screw the top piece on. Well, I suppose when it's actually hanging on the wall, it's going to be the bottom piece, but you know what I mean. So one of these hangers goes right in the middle of the ends, and then one either side of it. You'll see how it all works later on in the project. I made a second panel almost identical to this, but instead of having an opening for a door, has an opening for the window to go on the back. That's the end walls all done. Next time I actually get them put up. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more videos.